Hello guys, welcome to Talking News, Chasing a Murder. Guys, I wanted to cover this story real quick. There is a little bit more information on Dulce Alaves, the 5-year-old out of New Jersey that went missing. Now Bernadette shared, I didn't even realize it, that there was some surveillance footage of Dulce right before she went missing, where her mother took her to the store, and her family got some ice cream. They went to the park, and then she was not seen after that. So what's the new information? So prosecutors say that they're looking for that one piece of information, and maybe you guys have that piece of information. They said they really want to crack this case. And it's been a month-long Amber Alert search for the missing 5-year-old. In Cumberland County, the prosecutor Jennifer Webb McRae said this week that her office is not giving up and remains hopeful that they will determine the circumstances that led to Dulce's disappearance. But they're still out there. They're begging for the public, which is us, to stay interested in this case. Don't give up on this little girl. She needs us now more than ever. You know, the little cupcake out of Birmingham, Alabama, it was a tragic ending, but they had answers. And we've got to do this for this family. We have to help this family find this little girl. So, guys, please share her information. Talk to your friends about it. Make it an interesting case, because that's how you get the word out. Now, right now, I guess some of you don't know her story. So the little girl was at the park with her brother, her aunt, and her mother. According to what we know right now, the mother was sitting in a car while the kids were playing at the park. Yes, I know, guys, another mother not paying attention to her child. These are young mothers, and it's just sad. Right now, I want to mention this before I forget, before I go over this story. For those of you that don't know this story, try to refer to my older videos. Now, there's not much information on her even now. It's really hard to make a video when you don't have any information. So right now, they have a sketch out for a person of interest. They're describing what they think to be a young, light-skinned Latino male. So I'm just giving you a quick and a brief description of him for right now. Okay, so the family, let's see here. So the 8-year-old sister, which is really the aunt of Dulce, nor the mother, forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly, Naoma Alaves Perez, say they do not recognize this man in this sketch. They've never seen him before. So what we're hearing about this family is they're not doing well. They're still not sleeping well, not eating well. They're struggling. On top of that, Dulce's mother just recently learned that she was pregnant and having another girl. Now I want to get back to the sketch. So the one thing that was really shocking was this sketch that they have was supposedly he was reported being seen around the park about the time Dulce disappeared. And so the description changed a little bit. He had on a white t-shirt, blue jeans, and a white baseball-style hat. So police are begging for anybody, if you know anybody that fits this description, or if you're at the park that day and seen him, please contact the authorities. The man might be a witness. They suspect that he's about 5'7", if I can talk, guys. He's slender built and between 30 and 35 years old. The description of the girl that's missing, Dulce is a Hispanic girl, about 3 foot tall, weighing in about 60 to 70 pounds with brown eyes and brown hair. She was last seen at Bridgeton Park wearing a yellow shirt with an elephant on it. I was told it was a koala bear, but it's a white printed animal on a yellow shirt. She also had on black and white pants, white shoes. Now, before I forget, they're adding the old description. I'm going to add it just in case. So at one point, the man was described. He was described to be about 6 foot or 5'8" tall, with a thin build, having facial acne, no facial hair, and wearing an orange sneakers, red pants. That's a bit of a crazy description, but it could be true. It sounds like one a kid would come up with. Also, it almost sounds like a clown's outfit, to be honest with you. So perhaps, just take all that you can. Just keep it in your mind. Use it all, because we don't know what the true description is. Now, my concerns is I realize the cartel is very, very active in that area, as well as Alabama. But they're usually a little bit smarter in who they choose. So what I want to do is I do want to raise awareness to all you parents out there. Even if you're not a parent, maybe you can spread this. What we're noticing, that there is kind of a trend. So the child, I have to be careful how I say it. So the child manipulation images and things like that, they're making loads of money on this stuff. And what they're looking for is they're looking for a child, perhaps, that they realize that the mother isn't paying attention to their child whatsoever. This is going to be the second child, or actually there's 3 children abducted like this within this month. There's probably more, but that I'm covering. But when they realize they have an opportunity to swoop in, grab somebody, and swoop out without being noticed for enough time to get away, well, there's only one person to blame. Parents, you are responsible for your children. These people are writing every single, I can guarantee it, you have some time, and during that week, if you are out and about, pass somebody that has bad intentions for your children. They don't just come in and select a child. They do it based off of what they see out of their parents, the person that is in charge of taking care of them. They have a highly sophisticated operation. They know what they're doing. They know what they want, and they know exactly how to do it. I'm telling you, we need to start keeping our eyes open a little bit better. We need to be more aware of the people around us, because, obviously we need to start depending on each other to keep each other safe, because of, this stuff is just growing. It's turning into an epidemic. But if you let, the media tell you, or the stories that's out there say, the abduction numbers are dropping. No, they're not, guys. They put them in categories. So if you were to look up statistics on murders, those aren't going to be correct either, because you won't see anything if it's terrorism included on those numbers. All you have to do is look around and you will see the truth. Just look within your community. Look within your nations. So it's real, it's happening, and it can happen to anyone. So one story is 82 people were arrested in 8 states and child. I need to come up with a word that we can call it without calling it, you know, what it is. All right, guys, so let's come up with a word for this. Let's call it child images. And when I say child images in a story like this, you're going to replace it with the porn. So 82 people in 8 states and child images were arrested for exploitation. So the investigation focused on people who possessed and distributed child images and those who may have been using the internet to prey on minors. This was in May of this year. So the investigators called it Operation Southern Impact 3 and it began, I guess, if it was in May, it was 4 months before May, and involved more than 170 agencies from Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. And this is according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Now, Alabama was one of them states. And as you can see, they didn't get everybody. They probably didn't even come close. Because when did cupcakes disappear? When did Dulce disappear? And why we need to start covering media, please start covering this epidemic, because it's getting out of control and it's getting easier for these sick individuals to prey on our young children. We can continue to knock our parents for not watching their children, but the truth of the matter is we need to start doing something about this epidemic in our nation. Now, Dulce, this 5-year-old, is still missing. We have to put a little bit more effort into getting her face out there. And it's hard. But we have enough of us on social media that we can take only 5 seconds, just show her face and say, this is Dulce, she's missing. And there is enough of us out here that I can't do but so many. I mean, I try to cover these stories in detail, and I only have so much room to hold this information and so much time to obtain it. We need everybody to start sharing, and I know a lot of you do every single day. Some of you even know more than I do. People like I Love You and Irish Eyes, Nikki, Doreen, Bernadette, I call her Queen. You guys know these stories inside out. And these are the people that really make the difference in this world, because they do care. Now, I know I've chatted a lot, and I just wanted to try to make some kind of story for this young lady, to get her face out there. I don't have a lot of time. I wasn't able to write a script at all for her. So just forgive me if I kind of screw up on this video. I was just wanting to do this one video so I can have time to work on that Kelsey Barrett. I just felt Cupcake's story is very popular right now, and that would be a great opportunity to share another child that needs our help. There are many, many more out there. There isn't just 1 or 2. There's hundreds. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great weekend.